So a lot of people have asked me, like, just randomly, like, if how do I feel about like marriage or like being in like long-term committed relationships. Now, I I admire people who are married. I admire people who have been in relationship for years and years and years. And I'm not talking about like 3 years. I mean like 5 and longer. So yeah, so okay. I was proposed to twice. But I didn't answer neither one of them only because like I'm not the type of person to like think about marriage. I don't think about the perfect wedding, my dream wedding. I don't think about nothing like that. Growing up, I was a tomboy or tomgirl, whatever you want to call it. And I used to just hang out with boys and like and just run around and get dirty, but still be the type of person who could wear heels or whatever like that. But I never was the one to like really think about marriage. And then I was asked by this guy who I was like on and off with for 8 years. And the reason we were on and off is because like we for like a year or two we stopped talking, and he had a baby with somebody and I had a child myself. And then like after all of that, like then we started talking again. And then he later got some news that like years later he got some news that it wasn't his child. But okay, but that's not like it. So we've been like together on and off, and then he finally like asked me out, and but it's been 8 years. But he finally like we was together, but he just made it known, even though it was already known. But he made it known, and he proposed to me, and I like when you ask somebody to marry you, it's always like this over like candlelit dinner, and it's like really romantic and everything like that. And I'm not typically like your romance type of person, but when it comes, I love it. I like the extra thought. I like the extra mile, all of that stuff. Now, when he asked me to marry him, it was over the phone, and he was just like, "So you want to marry me?" And it was like frozen, and I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, I didn't feel, and I mean, it didn't feel special. It didn't feel nothing. But later on, like, I kept thinking about it, and then like he finally explained how he really felt, and I was like, now I understand. Like, and he's not the type of person to like, he's not the type of person to like be like, oh, like I love you so much, and da da da. Like, he's not the romance, or he's like thug like first and then romance. So I got more of the thug like when he was like, you want to marry me? Like, I got you in the bag. Like, no. So my intake on marriage is like, if I'm that person that you want to marry, and that you see yourself being with for a long time, and and you can like work out your arguments, and you're big enough to, or you can handle an argument and then come back hours later or later on and talk about that argument and figure out a solution to make it not happen again. Like, if you're willing to do that and you can do that and you feel like you can marry that person, then marry that person out of love. Follow your heart. Do what you want to do. People, if you don't want to marry, there's nothing wrong with not marrying nobody. You could be with somebody for forever and not marry them. Marriage is basically a relationship just take to another level. That's it. Because in a relationship, the only thing different is that in a relationship, you don't give up your last name. In a marriage, you give up your last name. But anything you could do in a relationship, you could do in a marriage. Except when you break up in a relationship, you could just break up and, call it a day. In a marriage, you gotta divorce, get it finalized, go through courts, and it take forever. When in a relationship, you could just be like, yo, I don't want to be with you no more. Fuck you. That's it. Done. That's it. So if you could be in a marriage, give you props, like, appreciate it, have fun, do you, boo, do you. Do you. But if you're not that type of person like me, if you're not that type of person to get married, or you don't see yourself getting married, but it happens, enjoy it. That's a blessing in disguise. God got you. But that's basically my intake on marriage. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm still trying to figure out stuff for myself. So that's probably like my main reason why I haven't like answered, is because I'm trying to fix myself first. Because I don't want to go into a relationship, or not even a relationship. I don't want to go into a marriage knowing that I have situations that I need to handle myself. I want to make sure if I get married, I want to make sure that, not if, when I get married, yeah, and if I get married, I'm going to go into that relationship or into that step with a clear mind, clear thoughts, clear personality. Like, I'm going to go in a new person. Not new, but I'm going to go in better than anything. I'm going to put my all into it, so that I don't have to worry about this and this and this and this and this and that and all of that. Put my all into it. And that'll be that. So that's what I am. But comment down below if you guys like, you know, what's your intake on marriage? And let me know. Because I need to, like, a lot of people, like, I don't know. I also don't want to get into a relationship with somebody. I don't want to marry somebody that I know, like, a month after my marriage, I'm gonna want a divorce. Like, I'm just gonna want to leave out. I don't want that. So marry the person you think is going to do you good, stand by you, better yourself, better your situation, like, better your thought process, like, better you. Like, be with somebody who's going to benefit you and you benefit him. And that's the best I can say.